that all that stuff that I said just now is what we Africans do. But there's no contract to marry you. And that was not my mother on the phone. I don't want to marry you. And I don't have several wives. And just because I don't like your friend doesn't mean that I am closed or narrow-minded. Okay, in my focus of how the world works, I don't like him for several reasons. But it's fine. Just make sure you both show up in court so I can get my money back. Enjoy your night.
Man, Sabrina got wrecked. Seriously, the opening few minutes, or about the opening 5 minutes of this week's episode of Sistas was pretty dang good. So Bayo pretty much makes it clear that, hey, did you read the contract, the fine print? And I'm thinking to myself, what paperwork was he talking about? Because to my knowledge, Sabrina never saw any paperwork. Bayo just said that he would put up the money for Maurice. If I remember correctly, Sabrina then told Andy, and then Andy, said, oh, well, give me his phone number and I'll talk to the prosecutors and whatnot to get the arrangement put together. And I don't think Sabrina ever saw any paperwork. So essentially, Bayo said that, hey, if you don't marry me, then I'm going to have your bail money revoked and you're going to go back to jail. And that was my first sign, like, okay, this dude must be lying, or Tyler is just not remembering his own writing, because Bayo did not put up the bail for Sabrina. So how in the world would he get it revoked? Prince, and he has money, maybe he has connections, and he can manipulate the system to get Sabrina put back behind bars. But yeah, I don't know. Or again, he could just be lying about the whole thing because he put Maurice, in a position where, hey, I put up the money to get Maurice out, but not Sabrina. And he's like, look, you want to go back to my home country with me? We're going to be married immediately. You'll be one of my many wives, and you have great childbearing hips, and I need to get up to 55 children to beat my brother so we can repopulate my country. And my mother, she was going to kill the big goat for you in a celebration. But essentially, he just played it all as a way of showing Sabrina that, hey, just because I don't really care for your friend Maurice, you think I'm closed-minded and ignorant and this, that, and a third. Basically just upfront calling him, homophobic and whatnot. But he talks about how, look, the way I look at the world, that doesn't mean I'm not open-minded and, whatnot. It's just that I don't like your friend Maurice for a number of other reasons. So, yeah, you Americans have such a very condescending way of looking at us Africans, yet you get on my case about me not being fond of your friend Maurice. So you two just show up to jail in order for me to get my bail money back, and you have a good night. So he basically just owned Sabrina, and I loved it. What I really loved about this is the fact that this wasn't one of those cases where, let's say, Robin or, Preston called out Andy or Danny respectively, and once the woman got offended or upset, the man kind of backed down. No, I didn't mean it like that. No, the man came in, said what he said, and, once he said what he said, he was gone. He basically dropped the mic on Sabrina, and like she said at the end, did I just get wrecked? And that's pretty much it. Now, personally, yeah, it sucks because even though we didn't know too much about Bayo, yeah, he did mention how, I needed this to get a green card and whatnot. No, it was all a lie. But essentially, it's just one of those things where maybe Sabrina will walk away from this and learn something about herself, but I highly doubt it. But it's just one of those things where Bayo had a great moment here dropping the mic, but it just felt a bit forced to me in terms of, man, is this really how we end these two when I felt like there could have been potential for a lot more? Is he only upset at Sabrina because Sabrina made assumptions about him in regards to why he didn't like Maurice? It just felt a bit weird. I mean, look, the scene itself was great, but the things leading up to it had me a bit puzzled. So, okay, so this lawyer didn't show up because maybe it had to do with Bayo not liking Maurice, or because the lawyer was actually busy. But then again, and look, this is just me using headcanon here. Remember how Maurice conducted himself when he went over to that meeting with the lawyer? Number one, he didn't want to go because he, thought because Bayo doesn't, oh, Bayo's homophobic, he's not going to help me. And then when he does show up, he just, in classic Maurice fashion, doesn't take this situation seriously, makes all kinds of crude statements. So it would not surprise me if the lawyer contacted Bayo about his meeting with Maurice. And then Bayo's like, yeah, I told you, I've already met this guy, and just don't bother with it. I would not be surprised yet again. And look, this is just me venting my own thoughts on this. Maurice might have actually been the reason these two just didn't work out, because the way he acted and presented himself in a very unprofessional manner to a person who's actually trying to help is possibly another reason why Bayo was like, you know what, I like Sabrina, but the company she keeps just isn't good from, it's not a good look. So as a result, Maurice just ruined what could have been a very good thing for Sabrina. That's just my opinion. So let me know your thoughts on Bayo, wrecking Sabrina. How do you think Calvin's going to react? He's probably going to gloat about it, but I don't know. So let's talk about it in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.